What up, brothers? Welcome back to episode 151 of Throwin Hands, in which Breck and I will be reviewing one of the best fight cards I've seen, UFC London. Breck, what were your thoughts, man?
Unreal, start to finish. Great card. Like we said going into it, the crowd made it better. It
It was
was
awesome.
similar to that Jacksonville card, that first fight with fans back. It was similar to that, probably twice as good as that, and the card delivered almost a finish in every fight.
I know. Crazy. Dana White gave out 9 bonuses,
They were all worthy.
all worthy. Let's hop right into it. Breck, I'm going to share my screen, buddy. I mean, like we said, what more could we have asked for here? Let's start off with the first fight of the night. Makai versus Durden. I thought Durden would be a tough test for Mokaev, but clearly he wasn't, and he got subbed in less than a minute.
Yeah, he took him down. There was barely any punches thrown. Took him down, submitted him. This Makai guy is a prospect to watch. Like, what is he, 30-0 before he entered the UFC and in his professional fights?
And amateur, yeah.
So, amateur, yeah. So I mean, got all the talent in the world. So
Yeah. What more do you need? Out of the very few fights that went the distance, I'd say the McKenna-Elise Reed fight had its moments, I'd say.
yeah, bit back and forth. I thought maybe the takedowns would have given it to McKenna, but judges didn't see it that way.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But Elise Reed has a piston of a right hand, man. If she'd connected, fight could have gone a whole different way. This was a great fight. Jack Shore and Valiev.
So even, back and forth, just like the last one.
I mean, some people thought Jack Shore mowed through Valiev. I'm like, I don't think so.
No. This was, I mean, the numbers, they're close, but like you said, like, this was a great fight. Take nothing away from Valiev.
Yeah, and Valiev is tough as nails. That's what he proved to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think the knockdowns for sure.
Yeah, Jack Shore had 2 knockdowns.
That's what gives it. Without the knockdowns, it could have been a draw. I mean, it was so close.
Yeah, it was great fight. Great fight. All right. Nick Breck, I'm sure this was your thing, man. But Nikita Krylov versus Paul Craig. We thought the Bear Jew was out for the count for a second. I thought he got knocked out. He may have gone unconscious, but that triangle, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, he might have got a little flash KO'd there. But the classic Bear Jew, dude, when you think he's done, if you make a mistake like Jamal Hill did, you're getting submitted. This guy is a specialist in terms of his submissions, his ground game. And if you're Krylov, dude, it's like, why did you go to the ground? Let him up. You know what I mean?
You had him.
Beating him on the feet, had him rocked. If you just don't engage in the world that he wants you to go into, he probably goes on to win the fight. And it was a great veteran move by Paul Craig.
Great comeback by Paul Craig. You know what else made a comeback on him? That hairline. Did you see that? I noticed he got, hey, it looked pretty good, I must say. But what's next for Krylov, man? I look at the rankings and Jimmy Crute?
Maybe. Jimmy Crute makes sense. Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to see Walker fight though? I don't know.
That Jamal Hill knockout was insane.
Yeah, brutal. What's
The
next
thing
for
about,
Jamal? What's next for Paul Craig though? That's the real like. Who does
I
he?
say Anthony Smith. I agree with this call out,
Yeah, I like it.
but I don't
Reyes
think
would be.
Anthony Smith will take it.
I think he would. Anthony Smith is the type of guy to fight anybody, anywhere. Type.
I think Reyes will take it. I think it'll be a fight against Reyes because Reyes needs to take a step down.
Yeah, Reyes. It'd be an interesting fight. If Reyes kept it standing, he wins the fight in my opinion. But
I
interesting
agree.
to see.
I wonder when Reyes is going to come back, man. I mean, he got sent to the Shadow Realm by Yuri.
Paul Craig versus Ozdemir would be another fun one too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree, man. There's a lot of options for Paul Craig that can get him up the rankings.
Yeah.
All right. Abdurakhimov versus Pavlovich. For sure, I picked Abdurakhimov, but Pavlovich, man, after a 2.5-year layoff, I got to give it to him. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, I did not. There was no. Did you see any rust? I didn't see any
Nope.
rust. He looked great. I picked him to win. Got it done with the knockout and a pretty like in terms
He's
of the
good,
heavyweight.
man.
Like, he's a prospect to watch.
Yeah, let's
No
take a
matter
look at the heavyweights. I say two guys coming off a few losses in a row. Walt Harris versus Abdurakhimov. I think that's the fight to make for those two.
Yeah, I can see it.
And I say Spivak Tabura.
That would be a good one.
Loser of Blades Dawkins as well. I think Rosenstruck is fighting soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blades Dawkins loser or even winner. Either or makes a lot of sense for Spivak.
Yeah,
Dude, look at his 16-1, and his one loss is his first fight in the UFC. He gets thrown to Alistair Horsemeat over him. You know, it's
beef.
can't really beef. He's one to watch. He's a tough guy.
I agree. Yeah, very fundamental, very well, very skilled. Okay. Mike Grundy might be on the chopping block, man. Makwan Amir Khan, he came out and he showed out.
Yeah. This was crazy how quick it ended. There were really like 4 punches were thrown in total. It's unbelievable. When I was watching this, I like looked away for a second, and then all of a sudden he's getting taken down and being put into submission. I'm like, wait a second, not this quick. And then it happened.
Yeah.
Terrible loss. Terrible loss.
Amir Khan, he loves that anaconda choke, man.
Yeah, and he needed it.
They both needed to win.
They both needed to win, and Grundy just did not put up a great performance.
Yeah, man. I know Amir Khan, he said he wants to fight in Columbus this weekend. I know Tucker Lutz needs an opponent, so Sean Shelby, McMaynard, if you're listening to this.
I mean, it's not crazy. Didn't take any damage. You know what I mean?
Good fight too.
Still probably still around the target weight. He's probably not that much bulked up. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Something that doesn't make sense, man, is this dude Ilya Topuria, man. I don't get this guy.
What a savage.
This dude's different.
What a bleeping savage. Unbelievable. And it's the first time we've seen him face adversity.
And it's a weight class up.
Yeah.
Against a very large lightweight.
Yeah, the reach was giving him problems.
8 inches.
He was having trouble getting in the pocket there, closing the distance. And we saw, dude, he got dropped.
What was your reaction when he got dropped?
I mean, there was like the first one where he got hit on the chin and he didn't get fully dropped, but he almost went to a knee. That was like, oh my God. We haven't seen that happen to him. And then he's the head kick. I thought it was over. I thought he was going to get back up, get hit with a couple strikes, and be done. But to get through that is just the resilience and toughness by Topuria, insane. And then you could tell how angry he was after that. Like every strike he threw, there was malicious intent behind every strike.
And the fact that he took him down after that.
Yeah, super tough.
Well, let's get to that knockout though. Body, head.
Dude, yeah. He'd been setting it up for some of the fight. And Jai Herbert honestly fought a great fight. He just made the one mistake. And when you're facing a talent like Topuria, you can't make those mistakes, obviously. But that was brutal, dude. His body just fell. Oh, so bad.
Dude. And he like he got lifted in the air with that punch, man. Like this dude's a problem.
45, 55, doesn't matter.
Like this dude and the thing is, 3 of his 4 knockout wins have come in the UFC.
Yeah.
And he has 7 submission wins. Like
I would probably say out of all the Georgian fighters, he's got the highest ceiling out of all of them.
I think he could become champ next 2 years.
He'll definitely be a top 5 guy. That's for sure.
We'll talk about what's next for him in a little bit. But Jai Herbert, Drew Dober, nah, that's the you're feeding him to the wolves with that. Never mind. He's got to work his way back up.
No, don't take nothing away from him though. I mean,
he looked great.
Looked really good. He just made a fatal mistake.
a very fatal mistake. But props to him, man. Look, there's a very short. I mean, I don't want to fight anybody in the UFC, but if I had a choice, Ilia Topuria is at the very bottom of the list. He can grapple. He can knock you out. You know who else can knock you out? Maya McCann.
Meatball.
Dude, that was nuts.
Yeah, the fight for the most part was pretty uneventful.
First round was okay.
First round, yeah. The first round, just because of the pace that Molly pushed, she really almost gassed herself out even. But second round, really slow back and forth, a lot of clinch against the cage. So as a viewer, you're kind of like, let's go. And then it delivered in the third. I mean, spinning elbow KO, brutal. Might be equally as bad as the Topuria on Jai Herbert knockout. I mean, body hits the ground right away. Ref steps in, like, brutal.
And Luana Carolina, like, her arms like laid out like she was on a cross or something like that. Like I was like, oh my gosh, she's out.
Street.
What'd you say? Street Judas?
She got baptized.
I say
I'm all for the Molly McCann hype. I saw a lot of people like giving her hate, like celebrating by grabbing like that belt out of the crowd and stuff. But like, she just won in front of a lot of probably friends and family in England. I know it's unranked, but I think she'll probably be ranked soon. She's a good fighter.
I say Erin Blanchfield's the fight to make.
Yeah. Macy Barber would be fun too.
Yeah, I think especially after this, she's gained a little bit of popularity. You can put her anywhere, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And her we'll talk about, but her and Patty Pimlet make a great team of fighters. The energy they bring is great.
Gunnar Nelson's back. This is how I expected the fight to go. He did it. I mean, it was a little boring, but hey, Gunnar got the win.
He dominated, dude. Sato threw 16, landed 16 strikes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Long layoff for Gunnar. We were worried about rust. Didn't see any rust with like Pavlovich, dude. No rust for Gunnar.
No, man. But who does he? Where does he go next?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like if you feed him to anybody in the top 15 right now, he'd get eaten alive.
I don't know, man. I was saying this on the preview. Like, you look at his last 5 fights, he's fought the best of the best, dude, for the most
Yeah,
part.
but I don't want to
I
feed
know
him to
he's
Shavkat Rakhmonov. Like,
oh no, but that's like the if you know, that's the sleeper dark horse champion that nobody wants. Like, it's early. Don't get me wrong. The Hamzat hype is real. Right behind that is Rakhmonov.
that dude is scary.
Yeah, people don't know him yet, but like another fighter where it's like, what weakness does he have?
15-0. He subbed Cowboy Oliveira in his first fight in the UFC. Like, first fight.
Yeah.
That's what's nuts.
I mean, Gunnar Nelson versus Jeff Neal would be a fun one.
You know, I'd entertain that.
Michael Chiesa. Both
I'd entertain that too.
Ponzinibbio. I mean, 10 through 15, there's some matchups, but you're right. If anything into the top 10, he doesn't really. I don't want to see that right now, but I think he deserves a 10 through 15 guy.
I think if Neil Magny loses, that's the fight to make.
Yeah, it's not a bad one either. And I think he holds his own against anybody in the top, 10 through 15, probably excluding Hamzat because, as we know, Hamzat's not 11. He's higher.
No.
In reality.
Yes. Okay. Paddy the Batty versus Kazula Vargas. He got cracked, man. But then he threw up that rear naked choke and got the dub. What were your thoughts on Paddy's performance?
It was a proper win. That was my attempt at a terrible Liverpool accent. It's so hard to do. See, that's not right. It's so hard to do consistently. You just got to listen to people from Liverpool talk. But I think in the first 2 fights of his UFC career, would you agree Paddy's got a little overexcited? And he didn't get knocked down this fight, but he essentially it didn't count as a takedown, but he slipped because of a punch and kind of got taken down, even though
that's where Vargas lost the fight, man.
Yeah, he should have kept it standing because I think in the first 2 fights, Paddy's like, we've seen his striking is not quite there yet.
It's not good. Did you see the preview videos of like him like hitting the bag? Like, it's not crisp.
Don't get me wrong. He's obviously going to get better, but like,
yes,
he is great on the ground, so he should look to utilize getting to the ground before he wants to go for these flashy KOs. I understand he got the knockout in his first fight, but we saw with this fight, dude, being in a terrible position in mount, you're getting a little worried, but like during the fight you were texting me, dude, it's like, dude, he's gonna get out of this. And he gets out of it, you know what I mean? Like, he gets out of it. That little hip toss he did was unbelievable.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. And then the fight was over from there. Takes Vargas's back, and once he got the back, I never once doubted. I was like, oh, he's getting the submission.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you're getting on the feet, if you're having a little trouble with Kazula Vargas, you're gonna have some big problems if you want to fight Ilia Topuria next or somebody better. You know what I mean?
That's the fight to make, man. I don't care what anybody says. That's the fight we need to see.
But if Paddy leaves his chin like he's been leaving it, Topuria's taking it. You know what I mean?
I love how Paddy Pimblett calls him like hand sanitizer. I'm like, dude, Paddy is a better Ilia Topuria would knock your head off.
Yeah.
And the thing with Topuria is his grappling is phenomenal.
Yeah. But so is Paddy. So that's why it would make a great matchup.
Yeah, but
would you agree a Star's sort of being born with Paddy? I wouldn't say he's like mainstream yet, but from my casual friends that they know who Paddy is now after 2 fights.
I agree with you to an extent.
To an extent.
But I think Would you agree that Topuria Pimblett's the fight to make?
It is, because they're both great young prospects, and like it'll be one of those fights where they'll fight when they're young, and then when they're older, they run it back, like Robbie Lawler, Nick Diaz type fight. But they probably won't do it. They'll probably give Patty somebody easier. They'll probably only give Topuria somebody a little bit higher in the rankings, just because they want to keep these guys star, like keep, you know what I mean? They want to keep. It's the Sean O'Malley treatment.
Yeah, but I think Topuria should fight Barboza next.
Can we need Edson Barbosa to be like killed at this point?
I thought he's gonna.
I'm sick of it, dude. Like Edson Barbosa is so good, but he is just not what he was, and he's getting older, and he's only fighting younger, better fighters. It's so brutal. It's like watching Tony right now. It's not fun.
If Barboza had figured out 6-7 years ago that to move down to featherweight, he might have been the champ.
He might have been the champ, and if he could have stopped the takedown, might have been champ.
Yep. Or Dan Ige is a nice option for Topuria.
Yeah, not bad.
Dude, a banger would be Shane Burgos.
I was going to say, dude, Burgos Topuria would be great.
That Billy Quarantillo Burgos fight was awesome. People don't realize that, especially after Gaethje Chandler.
He was right for Gaethje Chandler, which is, I still think, the best fight of last year. But you're probably right. Topuria probably gets Barbosa just because they can sell his name.
Rest in peace, Edson Barboza. Moment of silence.
I mean, dude, look at Barbosa's fought like Chikate, Bryce Mitchell. Dude, it's absurd.
Yeah. Let's have a moment of silence for Barboza, right? For a minute.
Respect.
All right, moment done. Respect.
Yeah, the Brazilian. Respect.
Okay.
How to pronounce the R's as H, bro.
Respect. This hurt.
Joe Hogan.
Dude, this hurt.
This was like, I'm gonna add, like, Dan Hooker should retire, right?
I know
he probably still wants to fight.
One more fight.
Like, he's got to go back to lightweight. I think the cut was way too much.
Dude,
too big.
He looked so slow.
I think the cut killed him. First of all, he looked like a skeleton on Friday.
And you know what they should do? Do you know what they should do?
People are like, oh, what's that gonna do? And it's like, well, it's gonna hurt his body.
Yeah, I have an idea, Breck. So you know how they make you unranked after you move a weight class in the previous division?
Yeah.
Hooker Pimblett.
No. Just no. Dude, he's still ranked. Like, he's still ranked lightweight. I mean, he'll probably drop, obviously. I don't think he'd fight Brad Riddell, but that would be a fun one.
Yeah, they're on the same team.
He moves down to Arnold Allen, by the way. We got to talk about 9-fight win streak. Like, this guy's a problem.
One more fight, he'll get a title shot.
One more fight, he gets a title shot. I 1,000% agree.
Calvin Kattar's the fight to make, I think.
It could make a lot of sense. Thing about Hooker is back-to-back wars with Felder and Poirier. And like, we were seeing videos of that this week. It's like, dude, that I think he took so much damage in those fights. He hasn't been the same since the Poirier fight, dude.
Dude, somehow
Poirier, he beat the Poirier. There's just people that are built different, and Dustin Poirier is one of those. Like, he's been in so many wars, but he still is Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Those are rare people. Dan Hooker's the normal person where when you take a certain amount of damage, like, it catches up to you. Like Tony Ferguson got like that 12-fight win streak, took inhuman damage and just kept winning. Like, that doesn't happen. Dan Hooker did it for 2 fights and hasn't looked the same.
Yeah, Calvin Kattar took inhuman damage against Max Holloway. And look what he did to Giga.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, Hooker looked slow. He
Dude, he got
obviously,
run.
I do believe it was the weight cut.
Yeah, I think that was a huge part. People were like downplaying it, but like we said it before. I always reference this: the second Figueiredo fight. We saw him Friday, and we were like, dude, as good as he is, that you can't possibly be okay looking like that.
And Hooker wore sunglasses to the weigh-in. I think that was just to cover his eyes, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that about Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's the best. I love Dan Hooker.
Yeah. I love him too. It was hard to watch, to be honest.
And like, we go to that video, like, dude, I thought he looked dead on the gurney.
Yeah.
Like he was not okay. I was concerned for him after that fight. I was concerned for both of them. But let's change the topic to Arnold Allen, bro. God, he's good.
Cater makes a lot of sense, dude. Ortega or Yair makes a lot of sense too. Like he deserves to fight one of those three people.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah, Holloway is gonna wait for the Volk Korean Zombie fight.
I think Korean Zombie gets destroyed.
Probably. So we'll get Holloway Volkanovski 3 probably. Ortega Yair fighting each other would also be great. Actually, that makes a lot more sense to me. You have Ortega fight Yair, and then you have Cater fight Allen, and then the winners of those fights fight each other for the title shot or the contender. You know what I mean?
Game. Little tournament.
Little tournament, yeah, little Bellator style tournament there. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think if we look at the rankings, a featherweight Grand Prix would be absolutely awesome.
It would. With the top 10, I would say. I wouldn't go past 10, but
or top 15. I mean, there's 16 here. I mean, Volk and Topuria to open up the first round, something like that.
Yeah.
Come on, that'd be sick. Burgos Holloway, dude. Or bantamweight. That'd be fun. All right, main event time, dude. Aspinall made this look far too easy.
Unreal. I mean, we said it before the fight. A lot of people are saying it after the fight. And people are saying, calm down. But how are we supposed to calm down when we saw that? People are calling Volkov washed. Maybe he is a little bit, but he's still a top guy, and he disposed of him very easily. Like, if people think Cyril Gane obviously beats Tom Aspinall on the feet. But what does Cyril Gane do when Tom Aspinall takes him down? We just saw Francis out wrestle Cyril Gane. So you're telling me Tom Aspinall, you know what I mean, against all those top guys, can't take all of them down and win a fight by wrestling?
Like I think Stipe and Blades would be a problem on the ground for them.
Yes, obviously, because
I mean, we don't know what what's going to happen with Jones.
Yeah, Jones. Nobody on the ground out wrestles Jones. We've learned this. But if you look at the current top heavyweights, Gane, if he fights for the belt, Francis, Gane, Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, doesn't Aspinall take them all down and just play with them on the ground? Dominates them.
I think he'd be hesitant to take Derek Lewis down because of that uppercut. I mean, obviously,
that wouldn't get. I don't see that ever getting landed like that again. But
that was brutal.
Yeah, I don't think Aspinall would make a mistake. Like Blades got so sloppy in that. Blades was dominating that fight too. That's the crazy part. But
on the feet too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Blades made such a stupid mistake. He wins that fight easily. He's already back in the title.
Like, picture. Did you notice during that fight, whenever like Blades would feint a takedown, Derek Lewis would just charge up that uppercut. Like feint the uppercut, feint the uppercut. And then he did it and he got wrecked.
Yeah. But just to go back, Aspinall, dude, unbelievable. I think you and me both agree within 2 to 3 years. So what is he, like 27, 28 years old right now?
28.
28. By the time
that's the scary part.
That's the scary part. He's this good already. I think by the time he's 30, he's champion. In 2 years, he's champion.
I need you. We need to think about this, Breck. This guy, heavyweights don't reach their prime till the mid-30s usually.
I understand, but it's a young man's game. It's a young man who like the speed.
No,
How does he move this fast for a heavyweight?
I'm not saying like anybody can win the championship. It's just so scary that he's this good this early.
That's what I'm saying, dude. 2-3 years, he's champ. I'm telling you, 2-3 years, he's champ.
Like you sent me the GIF of that his second takedown.
Yeah. So like if you had to like put a book together about how to do takedowns, I mean, it's picture perfect. It was a GSP level takedown. Dodge the punch, slip to the side, takedown, double leg, over.
And then he subbed him with an arm lock. An arm lock.
Yeah, which I called, by the way, about an hour before the fight.
You called it an arm lock.
No, I called a sub to win by sub, which was plus 900. So I won a good little bit of money. I won some other people some money too. But I don't know, man. Everything I've seen from Tom Aspinall makes me think we're getting a champ.
Where's more than I've seen kicks?
I mean, obviously on the feet. Obviously against a huge like a power puncher like an Ngannou, clap some ones, or like a John Jones where the wrestling kind of cancels each other out because he's not going to be able to just take down John Jones. So on the feet, John Jones could have his day with him. You know what I mean? Same with Stipe, right? Wrestling could cancel each other out, so it's a striking match. And we know Stipe, Savage could. But dude, in terms of
sky's the limit.
The ceiling, sky's the limit, dude. I really think like him and Cyril Gane are just going to be just challenging Francis over and over again. You know what I mean? Or whoever's champ at that point. Like I think in a couple of years' time, it'll be Gane and Aspinall just ruling over the division.
With Blades looking over.
Maybe, dude.
And Doc is there too. Maybe. Look, this heavyweight and Tuivasa's up there. Dude, this is a young man's division now.
I like Aspinall's call out of Tuivasa. It would be a great fight. I don't love the fight. I don't love it for Tuivasa though.
Look, I don't like any fight for Tuivasa like above him.
No.
Like I think Gane picks him apart. I think Stipe takes him down. I think Blades would take him down. I think Volkov would pick him apart. I think call me crazy, but his best chance to win a fight is Francis Ngannou because they just swang and bang.
Yeah, but
I know it's kind of weird to say that, but like, and imagine what would happen to Tuivasa if he fought John Jones.
Oh, that would be like 30. The fight would be over within a minute, easily. One takedown, it would just be over.
Yeah. What do we do with Volkov?
I think his time at the top is over. He, was a top guy for a little while here. Was in the 1, 2, 3 ranking at some point. But I think he's got to drop down in competition and try to stack wins to get back up there. I mean,
I say he fights the winner of Ilir Latifi and Alexei Oleinik.
Yeah,
that's not a bad fight. Spivak, that's Breck. That's a great matchup.
It kind of is. It would be a big jump for Spivak, a little bit of a drop for Volkov, but it makes sense. Topuria would make sense too.
Topuria?
Sakai. Tabora.
Oh, I thought you said Topuria. I'm like, Breck. You're feeding Volkov to an animal.
They both start with TY, something like that. I don't know. But the story is Aspinall. What a beast.
What a beast, dude. I don't know.
Like, I don't know. You look at all the British fighters, and most of them won this weekend, and you would agree that the crowd played a factor in a lot of them winning. I think gave them a little boost.
I think so
I mean,
too.
didn't the British fighters went like what? Like they won
They only
besides
lost.
Grundy.
Herbert's the only one that lost.
Grundy lost too.
Oh yeah.
But you look at all the British fighters. You look at Leon Edwards. Do you think he's beating Usman? I don't.
No.
You see him winning a belt, right?
No.
I don't.
No.
Do you see Darren Till ever winning the middleweight belt? Maybe. Doubtful.
Speaking of middleweight, Colby Covington wants to fight Adesanya at 85. I'm all for it,
man. I'm for it, but I don't think it's going to go as well as he's been dropped in 4 of his last 5 fights. You go up to middleweight, dude. Adesanya picks him apart. Whitaker probably, you know what I mean? Those guys hit a little harder.
They do. I think
Paulo
Whitaker would be fun.
Paulo Costa lands one on Colby Covington, might be over. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think if he lands it on anybody except Marvin Vettori, it's over.
The Orc.
Hey, I'm just gonna say this. Shout out to Marvin Vettori for taking that fight, man.
Shout out Isengard, dude. Shout out Lord of the Rings. Just to go back to my British thing, it's like Arnold Allen, great. I mean, his chances at a belt are possible. He's still young. But I think out of all those British fighters, dude, I really think Aspinall has the best chance at a belt, especially because of the way heavyweight, you know.
State of the division.
Yeah.
I agree, man. Dude, this fight, this card, best of all time. I think there's potential there, man.
I don't. That's stretching it, but it's a great card. It was way better than the last. I don't. However many events and how many it was better than all the last pay-per-views. Yes. I would say the last pay-per-view. I mean, 268 in New York, probably for me is higher than this.
And the one in Jacksonville.
One in Jacksonville, but besides that, I mean, this is right there.
Yes, I 100% agree.
I would probably put the center behind those two in the last, year and a half.
Yeah.
They gotta go back to London one more time this year, or just they gotta go back to England in general.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, but you know how Darren Till hopped on the cage with Aspinall.
Yeah,
it was a great moment, but Izzy thought it wasn't cool. Till said he was told to, so it's okay. But Gable Stevenson, man, I know this is an MMA show, but we got to talk about wrestling. Gable Stevenson wrestled his last match, won the national championship. He's going to WWE now, man.
Yeah, I saw. I know the wrestling world is sad because he's presumably done with that. But I mean, career-wise, it's going to make a lot of sense. A few years in the WWE, make a lot of money, and then, dude, come to the UFC. You know what I mean?
Do a Brock Lesnar character arc.
I think he would do. Yeah, come on, why not? It's been done before. I like the idea. He already said as much that he might, do that.
Dude, he should come now.
Yeah, maybe. It's tough to tell. We have no idea in terms of his striking, his stand-up, obviously. But when you're that good, it might not matter when you're this young. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's amazing. Yeah. Like genuinely amazing at what he does. Let's see what else there is. Pretty quiet. Oh, Molly and Patty, man. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I love it. I love the energy. I love the support of the teammates. It's reminiscent to City Kickboxing, how they support each other. And it's the same with Darren Till. It's like you're gonna get like they've known each other for so long. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I agree. You know, what were you going to bring up, Breck?
Oh, it slipped my mind. I was gonna say, what new? There was some news fight announcements since the last time we talked. Did Chandler Tony get finalized?
Yes, it did.
Got finalized. Okay.
Smolka Davy Grant,
to.
May 14th. Not bad.
Yeah. Great name.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got? We got Columbus next week or 2 weeks from now?
Columbus is this Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
If you want to meet me, guys, I'll be there. Just send me a DM on Twitter.
Yeah.
Pretty quiet.
A lot of news going. Yeah, not a lot of news.
But man, this Columbus card's looking all right, man.
Yeah, looks good. Hopefully the crowd is good.
Askarov and Kara France will be awesome.
Yeah. Kai Kara France is slowly turning into a fighter where I have to see his fights now.
Yeah, I agree. Askarov too.
He's just a ball of explosiveness, Kai Kara, for like crazy pace.
It's insane. It really is. Yeah, I mean, we'll preview that, I'm sure. But Breck, you got anything else to say?
No, I think we covered most of it. It's not crazy to say. One of the best cards in a long time.
Great card. All right, guys, that'll do it here for Throwing Hands. We'll see you for the preview of Fight Night, Blades versus Dawkins in Columbus.